It's about damn time. Been waiting flipping ages. Oh, it's heavier than I expected. The silver one, you can throw that like a frisbee. You know, now it's arrived, I don't really know what to do with it. Yeah, I am pretty peckish. Seems like the thing to do. So without further ado, this is BeardMeatsFood, and this is eating the big, shiny, golden 1 million subscriber play button plaque thingy challenge. Kind of. Who's gonna? Alright, so first things first, we need to take off the plastic wrapping stuff. Gotta be careful, these things are not easy to come by. I suppose technically, I should really eat the wrapping. Oh. Yummy. A little bit of vitamin P. Ugh. Maybe I won't eat the plastic. All right, let's get the timer going and tuck into this thing. You know, they do say plaque is bad for your teeth, but I don't think this is what they meant. Dad joke.
To the max. What's up, Beard Army? Welcome back to another video, which is admittedly a slight change of pace, but I think you're gonna like it.
I think what I'll do now is just set it down so it's easier to cut. That's a book stand, by the way. All right, so yeah, I'm clearly not eating an actual inanimate object. I don't have the world's most discerning palate, but even I have limits. Today, we're going on a bit of an adventure to pick up a special cake, which, if all goes to plan, should fool you for, you know, at least a few seconds.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to let me know in the comments if it conned you, even if it was for just a second or two, or if you figured out it was cake from the get-go. Everything is cake these days, right? I know what you're thinking as well. What's with the cutaway? Well, I thought it might be kind of fun while I do this to show you the little adventure I went on to pick up this cake, just to make it more interesting, I guess.
Oh, you know, I almost don't want to cut through the shiny bit at the top. It looks so cool. It's happened. This is in the past, by the way, so this timeline's going to be kind of confusing. Not as confusing as the one from the X-Men franchise, but it's going to be a head-scratcher.
Yeah, steady on there, Chris Nolan. This is not Interstellar. It's really not that. It's not that hard to follow. I just included a little bit of past footage from my little trip to pick this thing up. I got this from actually quite a famous lady called the Cake Illusionist, who is famous for making cakes which are also illusions.
By now you should have figured out it's actually not.
Late night watching television, and how do we get in this position? It's way too soon, I know this isn't love. Been driving too long.
If you haven't figured out already, that yeah, it's not actually the real plaque. It's a cake made to look kind of like the plaque. Ugh. Ugh.
Ooh, that was a semi-Arnold. Come on. Didn't quite go full Arnold there. Look, you can see inside now. You can see quite plainly that it is cake, and quite a thick a thick cake. I think you'd agree.
I thought this would be a kind of a fun, admittedly pretty daft idea. Whoa, you need to learn how to drive. But so many people suggested in the comments, they were like, oh, eat the plaque, man, eat the plaque. But I don't have anywhere near the culinary skill to make something like this, so yeah, I got somebody else to make it for me. So I'm going to pick this up from a apparently quite a large posh person's house. The house is large, not the person is large. Pretty good too.
Yeah, there was quite some clamour for me to make and eat this thing. I skipped the making because I don't really have it in me, but if one good thing came out of it, somebody out there now has a butt tattoo of me.
I'm still, even though I've already done it, I feel kind of reluctant to cut through the shiny part. Apparently this is made with actual gold. I don't know how gold is edible, but I'm not the cake maker here. Alright, so I'm supposed to be looking for like a big posh country house. And this does look like the kind of place that Maggie Smith might hang around, so I think I might be in the right place.
I mean, I might have overcooked that a little bit. It's not the kind of place they would film an episode of Downton Abbey, not like some huge country estate, but it was a posh house, some nice digs, nicer than mine. Not that my house is terrible or anything, but yeah, you could definitely imagine them filming Great British Bake Off or something like that where I got this. The kind of place they would eat lots of cake, I imagine.
This is going to be driving people with OCD crazy, because I haven't done this in any kind of logical fashion.
Yeah, I can already see an influx of those comments. I can see why, because I'm cutting this thing up like crazy paving or something. I could have probably been a little bit more methodical about it, let's say, but yeah, I just wound up kind of cutting into it all these diagonal angles like a maniac.
This is getting rough already. It's got so much buttercream in there, which, don't get me wrong, I like, but wow, there's a lot of it in this thing. I'm just gonna, come on. At this point, I still can't really tell whether this was a good idea or a bad idea.
I think what I mean by that is I can't quite figure out if it's going to be a good video or a bad video. If it's going to be entertaining or not, because I really wanted them to make it as close to scale as possible, but that is pretty difficult because the plaque is quite thin, so in the end they had to attach like a 5-pound slab of white chocolate to the bottom, which, you know how I go with chocolate, right? So it's not the easiest thing to eat.
Oh, this is rough. I think the flavor combination was probably a poor choice because I got jam and like a butterscotch cream, which are not the two most complimentary flavors. Actually, when you get a big chunk of jam, it's almost a relief.
Oh yeah, the jam was refreshing. Don't get me wrong, I like butterscotch, but after like 8-9 pounds of it, it gets old, believe me. You can get a bunch of different flavors. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. This cost me like 300 quid, so they are pretty expensive, but I think it was worth it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's in my head, but this shiny piece does taste slightly metallic. That is strange. Maybe it's just a trick of the mind or something, because it looks metallic, but if nothing else, it's got quite a grainy texture to it. I was looking at all the crazy dog cakes you'd made, and I thought, oh, this should be quite simple by comparison.
Honest to God, this thing. Because they make the stuff, you eat the stuff. It's like a match made in heaven or hell, depending on your view.
You're known for?
Eating just stupid amounts of food. I love this little setup you got going on.
Yeah.
Wait, 1 mil? Damn.
What are you known for? Oh, just eating tons of food.
Oh, the white chocolate icing is just, it's overpowering. Oh.
Yeah, I've got nobody else to blame for that other than me, right? Because I went with like white chocolate icing, jam, butterscotch. I think the sponge, I kept that vanilla, but there's a lot going on there in terms of flavor.
This is funny. I think in her quest to get the font as realistic as possible, I think it may have taken a few attempts. So I think the cake lady just covered it up with some more icing, and then redid the text on there. Oh, jeez, man.
That was G's man, not cheese man. Although I tell you, I could have done with something savory at this point. How about this music, by the way? This has got like I hesitate to say it, but like a Dirty Dancing vibe. I feel like I could be in that, you know, that holiday village, skinny dipping with Patrick Swayze, him picking me up over his shoulders. You could probably do it too, like I'm 156 pounds now.
This is not as fun as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, ain't it always the way? Especially when you're eating sweet stuff. It always happens. Still, it was pretty fun in retrospect.
Is the icing the icing is just overpowering.
Puke save in there. Good old-fashioned puke save for good measure. You know it's intense when when that happens. At this point, the goal is just to finish the cake. Just to finish the sponge cake. The chocolate wasn't part of my spec. I just wanted a cake, right? So that's the goal. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. A little different, I know, but I hope you liked it. And I'll catch you in the next one.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Oh. All right, now I actually went to the trouble of weighing this morning, and it was 14 pounds, which, you know, is pretty heavy. I also know that this base here is made of solid white chocolate, and this weighs 5 pounds.
Yeah, you said I can't do it. I was like, man, you can't have given
No,
up
I think
already.
the thing with like I'm so bad with chocolate. I once tried to eat this. I don't know if you've ever seen that giant Toblerone that they sell.
Yeah.
So, having eaten, what, 9 pounds of cake, minus whatever this board weighs, there's absolutely no chance I'm finishing the white chocolate. I don't even really want to start the white chocolate. I'll try a teeny piece. If I eat any more sugar, I'm gonna end up in hospital, so I'm gonna call it a day there. A lot of people suggested it, so I thought it'd be fun. It's also kind of in fashion, right? Everything is cake and all that. I keep seeing these mad cakes that look super realistic, so let me know in the comments if that one managed to fool you, because I think it was pretty good, despite being like 3 times thicker than the actual plaque. It's not happening. This thing is so heavy. I'm not eating dessert for like, I don't know, months now. I've done way too many of these lately. I'll catch you in the next one. Alright, now, you have to admit, that is not half bad. That's pretty close.